Hello, I'm Chance,
I'm Sergio,
and this is Brick Wall Cinema.
and we already messed up.
Oh my god, how do we mess up? What did we do? What did we do? What did you do? I didn't do anything. What did you do?
Man. It's messing up. That's
No, I didn't mess up. You messed it up. I'm thinking we messed it up. I didn't mess up shit.
This is why we don't mess up. We make good messing up.
We didn't mess up this time, though.
We messed up, man.
How?
Because we messed up.
Wow, great explanation. You should do a TED Talk about it.
I know. Welcome to my TED Talk. We are messed up. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, and this is Brick Wall Cinema.
Welcome to the party, pal! Oh my god. That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me! I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly! Have you ever met a person you say, hey, let me get some parfait? They say, hell no, I don't like no parfait.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Welcome to Brick Wall Cinema. In today's episode, we're talking about the 2003 hit Bad Boys 2. Sergio, are you familiar with Bad Boys?
Why are you asking me that when we just had a video of us doing the Bad Boys review?
Well, because someone might not be listening to the first episode, might want to skip to the second episode. They might have saw Bad Boys 2 and never saw Bad Boys 1.
So we would just not watch Bad Boys 1 and just go straight to Bad Boys 2.
We might have done it, but some people might not have.
What?
Some people might have just saw Bad Boys 2.
They would miss quite a few things, but all right.
We'll get to that. Hold on. I want to bring that back up. That's the point I have. But let's get into basic info then. So the movie's rated R, directed by Michael Bay, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, written by Ron Sheldon and Jerry Stahl, released in July 18th, 2003, exactly 8 years after the first movie, with a runtime of 147 minutes and a budget of $130 million, and it grossed $273 million worldwide. Do you remember what the budget was for the first movie?
Not a clue.
19 million.
And this one was
130 million.
Okay. I mean, that's to be expected from most sequels. They often get a bigger budget if the first one does well. So it doesn't surprise me that this one has a much bigger budget, and it really shows on the screen.
And the Rotten Tomatoes score for this was 23% for critics and 78% for audiences. You can definitely see why. Yeah, me too. And it stars Martin Lawrence as Marcus Burnett, Will Smith as Mike Lowrey.
Mike Lowrey.
Mike Lowrey.
I love how Martin says it. It's just so funny.
Mike Lowrey. Jordi Molia as Johnny Tapia, the Cuban drug kingpin. Gabrielle Union as Sydney or Sid Burnett, Marcus' sister. And Joe Pantoliano as Captain Conrad Howard. Sergio, will you do us a favor by reading the synopsis?
Miami is being flooded with ecstasy that's coming from Cuba through drug lord
Cuba.
Through drug lord Johnny. How do you say his name again? I keep forgetting how to say his name.
Tapia.
Tapia.
I know Tapia. We don't talk as much often anymore. Continue.
Detectives Mike Lowrey and Marcus Burnett are on the case and are determined to bring the man to justice. Additional drama is provided by friction with the DEA, which counts Marcus's. Sorry, it's hard to say his name when you have an S at the end. Marcus' younger sister, Sydney, among its agents. From Marcus possibly transferring out of the department, leaving Mike without his longtime partner.
And this is the last time we'll see Mike Lowrey and Marcus Burnett together because he is done. He is done. Never going to do in the movie again. This is it.
Chance, they already came out with 2 other movies.
Clearly, I was making a joke. Sergio, God. Okay.
Do you not see me playing with the joke by literally calling it out?
You didn't need to. Fuck you. Anyway. Smart ass.
Exactly. This is the whole bit, man. This is the dynamic. Can you not play along with it? Am I gonna have to carry it?
You don't have to carry shit. I'm carrying it. It's my show. You're just a co-host.
My back. It hurts from carrying the show.
I want to bring up some things. One, watching this movie, I had a different point of view on this. When I think of Bad Boys 2, I think of crazy frenetic action, nonstop, nothing like the first movie. Only thing that's connected to the first movie is the characters, but everything else seems amped up to 10. And this also made me start thinking, like, have you ever seen the movie Hot Fuzz?
I have not seen the entirety of it, but I have seen bits and parts. It came on every now and again on TV back when I didn't have a DVD player.
Well, there's a part in that movie where they're watching a bunch of action movies to familiarize Simon Pegg's character with being a cool cop and his favorite movies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they show Bad Boys 2. It got me thinking, like, why not Bad Boys 1? But then I realized, oh, this is a lot more action, a lot more of everything you want in an action movie than anything else. It's more style over substance in a way.
I believe that has to do with the fact that Michael Bay has had more experience in trying to get his film style down. Because in the first one, we talked about like how the pacing was kind of off, with the parts in between the action being slow, then getting into really high, and then going through a roller coaster, going low and high, low and high. Whereas this one, it keeps the momentum going, but gets slow during the comedic parts, even though it's still pretty fast and the pacing's still right. Although I do feel like this movie, for me, is a bit long.
It's 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, that's really long. I did not expect it to be this long, so it took me a while to finish it.
Yeah, I kind of love it for that too, because if you think about it on one end, it's 2.5 hours of just nonstop action and dumb humor. But then if you think about another way, if you look at it from another point of view, you can say, yeah, it's just 2.5 hours of nonstop action and dumb humor. What's wrong about that? You can literally just watch on at any moment and it can make you feel happy or, just cool to watch.
It depends on what it is you're looking at and depending on how you feel about the joke.
Yeah. This is not a movie you think about too hard. If you think about it too hard, then you get mad. And you think like, what, how, why, what's going on?
For me, not so much, but I did find myself questioning a lot of stuff.
Like what?
Well, for one, why were Marcus and Mike in costume at the KKK? Because usually when police do those kind of operations, they stick it out and not have someone go inside, because otherwise stuff like what happened in the movie happens. It's just a nitpick, but it's just something that I had on my mind when I was watching it. But it was still cool regardless.
That was one of my first notes, actually. I put, whose idea was to have the introduction of our main character come from hiding in the KKK clothing?
To be honest, I found it hilarious, but I also know that when we've discussed this before, like basically when black actors do like characters as the main characters, there's always an undertone of racism in the whole thing.
Right, especially for this movie.
This one wasn't so much prevalent as it was just side jokes with them being infiltrating the KKK, taking them down, them taking one of their members, and the jokes back and forth between them and the actual Cuban cops.
Yeah, I guess so. Also, one of my notes is you really could just watch this movie by itself without seeing the first movie and still understand everything that happens. Because if you think about it, even the first movie, you're put in at the moment. Like you put in like after they meet each other. So you pick up things along the way in that first movie. So if you do the same thing for this movie, it's not really that much of a miss.
True. They don't really do much in the form of like we're building off something from the past movie. This is just it's basically just the same thing, but put on a much bigger scale. As you can tell with all the gunfights, and they introduced several other problems, such as the Haitian gang. They were Haitian, right?
Yes. The
Haitian gang, the Russian mafia, the drugs. What was the Cuban mafia, basically? I think he's Cuban mafia, right?
A lot of mafias.
Actually, there's a lot more mafias than you would think. Actually, I've done research on this actually before.
I mean, in the movie.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it's actually not that uncommon to have that many mafias in a single place.
In one movie, though?
Yes. Either it's just a really big mafia or it's just a couple of smaller mafias.
Okay. I have a lot of notes for this movie.
All right. What should we start with first? Should we do a scene by scene, or should we just go with when we had the most to talk about?
Let's just go with our notes, and if we have anything to expand on the notes, we just talk about it.
All right, then. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So I noticed 2 callbacks in the movie to the first movie. One was after Marcus gets shot in the butt and talk about the therapy sessions. Mike says that he recalls his mandated therapy after what happened at the airport.
You're the one that needs therapy.
I did my therapy.
When?
Captain Howard made me do it after I shot all them people at the airport.
And
you don't remember that?
No, I do remember that. I just don't get how that calls back to
the first movie. That movie was at the hangar. When
Right.
when Mark is saying, "You forgot your boarding pass."
Oh, right. Do they really need therapy after that? Because I didn't feel...
They shot a lot of people. They killed a lot of people.
Well, yes, but they've been killing a lot of people since then, and they don't seem bothered by it.
Yeah, but you don't see a lot of action stars going to therapy a lot in their movies.
Well, yeah, because no one dies.
Yeah, and this one they do it for comedic effect.
So it was strange to put in a therapy session when they don't really need therapy for killing, unless it's the fact that they almost died several times.
Yeah, I feel like it was mandated.
I feel like that would be more reasonable.
It was mandated, so I think they broke a lot of rules in that ending, though, too.
They broke a lot of rules here, too. They broke even more. They actually broke international law.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they are bad boys, too.
I'm surprised they're still cops, but as stated before in the first episode before this, the Bad Boys, we've talked about how in a lot of action movies like this, they often get away with it. Although I did like the captain in this one, seeing as he was trying to stay calm, even though he's still obviously angry and for a lot of good reasons.
Yeah, and even him having to bring up keep on saying "woosah" every time they're getting angry.
I think that was more comedic effect, but do you think that's actually a real therapy tactic?
Yes, it is.
Have you been to therapy with that kind of tactic?
Have I been to therapy like that?
Have they shown you that kind of tactic in therapy?
No.
I mean, they showed me other stuff, but nothing like that. Woosah, I never heard of that.
I counted how many times it said woosah in the movie.
How many?
21.
It's not bad.
Honestly, I thought it'd be a lot more. And also, some more statistics for you. There was the theme song for the movie. Did you notice? Not the Bad Boys theme song, but the other one. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
No, because there was a few songs and there was just a lot of action, a lot of things happening on screen. I couldn't pay attention to every single thing.
It was like...
Not a clue.
Hold on, I'm going to show Serge. I'll be right back. Yeah, see? Now you know what I'm talking about?
Not a clue.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because it just feels like a generic hip-hop course just to put into this transition.
Shake Your Tail Feather was the #1 hit for this movie.
Really?
Probably. I counted how many times they played that song in the movie. They just played it 5 times. Okay.
Did it come out with the movie or?
Yeah.
So basically they just advertised it on this for this movie.
Yes. So on a side note, for the soundtrack for this movie, they had P. Diddy and Dr. Dre did music.
I saw, and when I saw that, I thought, oh shoot!
Why?
Because of what happened with P. Diddy in the news.
Oh yeah.
But Dr. Dre did it, so I regained confidence in it. Just it must be weird to have P. Diddy's name, kind of like with other celebrities who have gone bad.
He really is a bad boy.
Oh no! No! Oh.
2.
Oh no! Oh, we should really watch the new. We should watch the new ones to see what it is, how they dealt with that. Anyways, the one song I recognized the most was when they were at the door with Reggie, and he said, "Move, get out the way."
Yes,
playing Ludacris's song.
That's another one of my notes.
I thought it was funny because he kept calling him like a Ludacris looking.
They played 2 Ludacris songs in that scene. They played "Roll Out" when they first met in, but then once he had a gun out, he played "Move, Get Out the Way." Like immediately afterwards. I ain't going back to jail. Waving the gun around. You know, make love to a man? No. You want to?
You want to?
I know it's fucked up, but it's so funny just hear him say that.
To be honest, it fits so much in the character, and the comedy really hits better in this one, I believe.
What was your favorite scene in the movie?
Jeez. That's hard to say because there are a lot of memorable scenes in this one. Not specifically action or comedy specifically. It's just a lot of things that stick at you. If I had to choose one, I would choose their mansion house shootout with the Haitians. The Haitians were Haitian, right?
Yes.
Because to me, they look like stereotypical Jamaicans.
That whole scene, I would say, has the best cinematography in the whole movie.
I think that's what they were going for. They have a pretty good cinematography throughout this movie, but that one does have really the best kind.
Actually, I didn't even say my favorite scene. My favorite scene was that interrogation scene with the Marcus's daughter's date. That
Reggie.
Whole scene. Yes, Reggie.
We just talked about it. How did you forget his name already?
Well, they only said it once.
No, they said it several times.
You're right, twice. You're right. I'm my bad. They said twice.
No, they said it. They said it when daughter was talking about him. His name is Reggie. He said, "Who the are you?" I'm Reggie, and he's motherfucker. You look. Then Mike comes by and he says, "Who's at the door?" It's Reggie. He's like, "Who's Reggie?" He's like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Reggie. I'm here to pick up his daughter." I heard what he said.
I heard him on the door. Why do you say?
Yes, they said it at least 5 times.
I don't believe you, but okay. Anyway,
you want to go back and count it? You can go ahead.
You know what? Fine, I will.
All right, we'll be right back.
I'm Reggie. Reggie.
7. I counted 7, and they even said it before that when she was getting ready.
That doesn't count.
You wanted to?
One day, Sergio. Chitty chitty bang bang.
Oh man.
All right, so let's back to my notes. They have 3 car chase scenes in the movie.
Oh yeah, I thought that was a lot.
And all of them are so fucking crazy.
Oh yeah.
First one, they go on a highway with a whole truck full of cars. They just tossing them out like they're just trash.
Yeah, the way. Oh man.
Second one, they run over corpses on the middle of the road. Third one, they're going downhill in a fucking Hummer through houses while they're exploding.
I feel like so many people should have died during that time. They should have.
Oh, they did. They're dead.
It's strange how they how they framed this as the good guys, yet they have had to have way more casualties than the drug lord.
Yeah, but they're killing off the guys that we don't know. They're killing off guys we know, but they're supposed to be good, so they're bad. Makes sense?
No.
Makes perfect sense. I don't know what you're talking about. I had a couple of things I thought you might like, Sergio. There's one scene in here, actually no, 2 scenes I thought I knew you were going to laugh so hard at. So the first one was the scene where Marcus and Mike are talking about we're getting shot in the butt in camera.
When you pop me from behind, I think you damaged some nerves. Now I can't.
Can't what?
I can't even get an erection.
What's an erection?
I did think that was funny, but I just thought it was too much. It felt like too much.
I thought so too, but I still laughed at it because everyone's reactions to it.
Those were funny. I did like the cutaways to the people actually reacting to it. But that was not my favorite. But that was not the funniest scene I saw.
They also have another one. It was when they had to play exterminators and had to go into the attic and they see the 2 rats power driving each other.
Mike, there's a papa rat humping the out of this mama rat. No, he's straight power driving her. Now, how is that information going to help me do my job? They just like us.
I just thought that was weird. That was just plain weird.
I think it's hilarious that they actually made 2 rat puppets just for that one scene.
Yeah, that just felt like I felt like they were just messing with the actors themselves. Also, this feels like a conversation you would call me for.
I'll call you if I see something weird and be like, "Hey, check this out! What's going on right here?"
Yes,
they're having sex just like us.
Yes, that is exactly what you called me for about.
Yeah, and you're like, "How's that pertain to me right now? What am I going to do about it?"
Yes, this is exactly the conversations we have when you call me.
Yeah, it's weird how every once in a while we'll switch Bad Boys characters. Every once in a while I'll be Marcus, another minute I'll be Mike. Because we know that you'll be the first one to actually have a family before me. And I'll be coming over to your house, impeding while you're having a barbecue, just coming in and saying, "Hey, what's up everyone? Uncle Mike's in the house." Like, man, I'm just trying to have a dinner with my family right now. Uncle Chance is here.
I do not have the energy to deal with your bullshit.
Yeah, and your pool break in the middle in your backyard.
Yeah.
And I'll shoot you on your ass. Anyway.
Knowing you, most likely it'll be still in there, and I would need surgery to get it out because you are not a good marksman.
Well, I even thought that was funny how they reacted to it. Like, no, like you shot me in the ass. I shot you in the butt. Oh my God. That wasn't me, but someone actually really shot you in the butt.
Oh yeah. I thought it was funny, but I felt like they spent too much time on it.
Well, every Bad Boys movie has a scene where Marcus is having a problem with his life in some way.
Well, yeah, but that happened twice in this movie.
With the erection?
With the video store and the getting shot in the ass part.
Well, that's part of it.
Yes, but they did the same thing for both scenes.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Which was they spent a lot of time pile driving it, making sure that what
Do you realize what you just said?
Yes, pile driving it into our heads saying this is a joke.
Buddy, you don't want to say pile driving after we just talked about the rats having sex because they called it pile driving in the movie. And we're talking about someone's butt getting shot. I don't want our audience to be confused thinking that they actually pile drived each other, Sergio.
How are they getting confused when I'm saying the writers are pile driving the scene?
Because in the sense of the movie, pile driving is actually the sex term. You're saying it as a literal something literally heavy-handed.
All right, you want me to do it differently? Fine. They're drilling it into our heads that this scene is the biggest joke in the movie.
Thank you, Sergio.
You got a dirty mind, man.
I don't have
you need to get that checked, man. You got
Sergio. I just watched a Michael Bay movie. Of course, I'm gonna think like this.
Exactly. You really need help.
I don't need help. Michael Bay needs help.
Michael Bay does good stuff.
He does have good stuff. A lot of guilty pleasures. Like,
oh boy.
I was thinking of what to call this, like a tagline for this movie. I thought Bad Boys 2, Bayhem Begins.
That term actually has been thrown around, but with ambulance.
Yeah, but Bayhem that's his production company. But this movie signifies everything that we know about Michael Bay in the movie. Seeing Bad Boys 1 and then seeing this right afterwards, it's like night and day. Yeah,
that's what I said. That the first one, the pacing and some of the things felt off, but in this one, he actually knows what he's doing because he has his style down.
Yeah, so isn't that right to say that this is where he sort of began his trademarks?
Yes, that's literally what I just said at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, okay.
All right, what's next?
Okay, let's go to our ratings.
All right, then. I have liked this a lot more, but I felt like it was very long. And like most movies back then, it feels like it gets a long time before it actually gets to climax, and there's a bunch of action in between where you think it's a climax, but it's not. But I did really enjoy this. I would give this a 4 out of 5.
Okay, we might be parting ways here, Sergio, because I think I liked it a lot more than you did. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars.
That's not much of a big difference because we both like very much stuff about it. I think my favorite, actually, to go back to a previous point, I think actually my favorite scene is when Marcus ingests ecstasy and goes to the captain's house. Okay,
that is actually a really funny scene.
This is beautiful. Have such a warm feel, you know? Sort of like a Vin Schwarz. Was it Mike? Remember when it was a V like a Von
Why don't you have a seat?
Vin Rames or
Feng Shui.
Von Sway. You have a Von Sway on.
My favorite part of the whole scene is Will Smith when he sees them going up the stairs, like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I think that my favorite part of that was when Marcus goes to the fish and he's like, this is a beautiful fish. Big ass eyes, but beautiful fish. Oh, man.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into trivia and then quiz and then we're out of here.
Are we doing both?
Because
it feels like it takes a lot of unnecessary time.
Why do you think I moved up the rating now to where if people want to leave now, we can leave. They give our ratings. Now we can go to trivia and quiz if they want to stay.
Don't we just get these quizzes and trivia online and from the movie itself that they can just watch themselves?
They don't need to know that.
But they do know that. Talking about it.
Shut up.
And you say you didn't want to spend so much time on it.
And you say you don't want to be a little bitch about it, okay? I'm sorry.
I never said that. I keep trying to give you criticism about this, but you say that it's too much.
So let's go into trivia.
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah?
Well, let's go.
Oh, they're being sarcastic. So the co-writer, Ron Shelton, admitted years later that he actually never watched Bad Boys 1 while working on the screenplay for this film. He didn't even bother watching the Bad Boys 2 in its entirety either. Which makes more sense thinking about it too, because even the first one, you don't need that much context. This one, not that much context is needed. That's already given to you.
You don't need any context for any of these. They are basically standalone adventures.
Yeah.
They just take place in the same universe with the same characters.
I think they did this because of the year gap.
Year gap?
Yeah, it's been 8 years since the first movie. Like, you know, with legacy sequels, if they come out like 10 to 20 years later, they usually can stand by themselves. And if they have another one come out after the legacy sequel is really good, it connects to that one more than the last one.
All right.
Like how Bad Boys Ride or Die is more like Bad Boys for Life than it will be for like Bad Boys 2 or 1. Does that make any sense?
It's complex, but yeah, I get it.
It's a sequel to the sequel, which is a reboot type sequel. Like
no chance. I'm saying I get it. I'm just saying it's confusing.
Oh, okay.
How much trivia are we going to talk about?
Not that much, Sergio. Be patient. During the freeway scene, Michael Bay actually attached cameras to a couple of stunt cars and asked the drivers to crash into the falling cars in order to capture never-before-seen shots.
That actually makes sense. Because one thing I noticed that I wasn't sure was true or not is I noticed one of the side characters from the Haitian gang who was shot on top of a hood of a car. It showed in one scene, and then in the next scene, as they were doing the shootout, I noticed that the same one that looked exactly like the corpse was being shot at and being laid in the exact position. So I thought that they edited it together to make it more congruent, but they ended up doing the same person but at a different time frame.
You got what you can with those type of scenes. All the stunts and everything. Some of them are usually like one take shots. Like you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I agree with you. We're agreeing with each other right now.
What's next, by the way?
Well, time to shake your tail feather, Sergio. It's time for a Bad Boys 2 quiz. Well, I thought that was clever.
You're not going to start?
You're not going to acknowledge it?
No, because I'm not sure how to acknowledge that.
So, question 1. Bad Boys 2 takes place in what U.S. city? Miami, Austin, Atlanta, or Chicago?
Miami?
Yes, you're right. Question 2. To smuggle ecstasy into the U.S., it is placed into 3 what? Balloons, torpedoes, coffins, or fishes?
Coffins.
Fishes. Coffins. Yeah, yes, correct. Coffins. I don't think that's the right term for fishes. Is that the plural for fish? No, fish is the plural for fish.
No, fishes.
I'm pretty sure fish is the plural for fish.
They don't say you're sleeping with the fish. You're sleeping with the fishes.
Okay, you're right. Question 3. Burnett and Lowrey work to solve what kind of crime? Narcotics, vice, cold cases, or major cases?
Narcotics.
Correct.
From the TNT scene.
Question 4. To bust a shipment on X that's coming in, Burnett and Lowrey go uncover as members of what group? KKK, Panthers, Teamsters, or rival gangs?
It'd be weird if they did it as Panthers, but the KKK.
Correct. Question 5. During the chaos of the KKK meeting, what does Lowrey accidentally do to Burnett? Kiss him, hit him, burn him, or shoot him?
Shoot him.
Okay, question 7. Burnett's sister, Sid, works for which agency? DEA, FBI, NSA, or CIA?
DEA.
Correct. Question 8. Lowrey shows up to Burnett's barbecue with what helpful item? Ice pack, stickers, donut cushion, or decorations?
Donut cushion.
Correct. Question 9. Lowrey and Sid are in what sort of relationship? Business, family, hate, or romantic?
Romantic.
You're joking, but I'm gonna press it. And you're correct. Wait. No. Okay, I thought it said Mike and Lowrey. So I thought you were joking, but now I see it's Sid. I don't know how I got that messed up. I was the one reading it. Anyway.
Wow.
Question 10. Question 10. Bad Boys 10 is a film by which director whose films are known to be full of beautiful women and big explosions? Paul Haggis, Robert Redford, Michael Bay, or Jodie Foster?
I don't know. It's not like we've said it several times within this video. Maybe I'm gonna roll the dice, man, and say Michael Bay.
You sure it's not Robert Redford?
Michael Bay.
Okay, yeah, you're right. And I think that's a wrap for today's episode of Bad Boys 2. Good job, Sergio. You got all of them right. You clearly watched the movie.
Wow, it's not like we're doing a review there where we just watched the movie. My gosh, how is that possible?
What's the matter with you today, man? You're really sarcastic today.
Because this is the whole point why we're doing this, and you're acting as if this is the first time we're doing it, just for the fact that the audience might not know we're doing it, even though they're watching it, knowing that we just did it.
Yeah, you don't think that I'm doing this all as a joke because the second movie is really loosely connected to the first movie?
Can you not tell that I'm being sarcastic for the joke?
You don't think I'm being sarcastic for you being sarcastic to me?
That's the joke.
You lost me.
This is the joke, us being sarcastic to each other.
No, really? That's the joke?
Yeah,
I couldn't catch on.
It's not like we've been doing this for so long that we've been doing this for months.
No, this is our first episode. No. This is the first episode we've ever done. Welcome to the introduction of Brick Wall Cinema, everyone. God, sometimes, Sergio, I just want to shoot you. Anyway, that's a wrap for today's episode.
I'm Sergio.
Have a cinematic day. Hey everyone, thanks for listening. And be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok at Brick Wall Cinema. Have a cinematic day.